Good evening, all. Hope the slide is visible. PPT is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Slide is
It's
visible.
visible.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your response. Okay, so today's session we will discuss few important aspects of the international logistics and its role in global trade competitiveness. First, let's understand what is logistics. Logistics is all about the movement, the transportation of goods and services from the point of origin to the point of destination. So the point of origin may be the source of the raw materials or where the components are manufactured, or it could be a place of retailers or wholesalers, or maybe in the marketplace. And sometimes the point of origin may be the warehouses, private warehouses, public warehouses, government warehouses. So the point of origin can be, it can be anywhere, and it could be managed by anyone. That is, it could be managed by an individual or a government or a company or an organization or an agency, whatsoever. So logistics is all about the movement of goods and services from the point of origin. So to the point of destination. So where is this point of destination? Where is the final destination? If you take the companies which procures the raw materials from the original sellers, okay? I mean, from the original manufacturers of the raw materials. So their place is a point of destination. That is, when they procure the goods, procure the raw materials, transport it, transfer it to the place where the manufacturing, the processing that must be done, then that place is the point of destination. So for manufacturers, their own place is the point of destination. Then once the goods are manufactured, the raw materials are processed, and it is converted into semi-finished or finished goods. So they can't have it with them for a long time, right? They have to sell it in the market to make the profit. So from there, the goods moves the components, that is the finished components or the semi-finished components or the finished components. Either it moves to the warehouses or it moves directly to the market. So here the point of origin is the manufacturing firm, the processing zone, and the point of destination is the warehouse or the market. Now, after this, from the warehouses or from the marketing channels. That is, a market is all about the retailers, wholesalers, the distributors of the goods, right? So the point of origin here is the warehouses or the retailer's shop or the manufacturer's, the wholesaler's shop. And then the point of destination is the customer or the consumer's hands. Okay. So the point of origin and the point of destination, it depends upon the way or from by the transportation or the way the component take place, no, like the where it is traveling from one point to the another. So wherever it is traveling, no, the point of origin is from where the components start, the goods start its travel. and point of destination is where it ends its travel. So this is logistics, okay? And logistics is nothing about mainly the movement part, the transportation part. Now, speaking about the transportation, you have different modes of transportation. You have sea transportation, you have train transportation, you have road transportation, and you have air transportation, you have pipeline transportation. So sea transportation, it's especially for moving, transporting bulk goods, and this is done where the goods has to be transported to a destination, to a place which couldn't be reached by land. Okay, so if you want to move the goods to Japan, you cannot reach Japan by land. You have to know like take sea transportation only. And not only that, if the company, if the organization wants to minimize its cost in transporting bulk goods at lower cost, so sea transportation is the best way. You have this container ships, you have this cargo ships, bulk cargo ships, semi-bulk cargo ships, and like you have this VLCCs, you have it's many like many types of the transportation vehicles, the what do you say, the ships, which can take sea transportation. Not only sea transportation, we have inland water transportation as well. Like these ships, smaller ships can transport goods and services and people, through rivers as well, rivers and canals as well. Now, coming to the train transportation, the rail transportation, we know very well we have cargo trains which can transport bulk items, again at lower cost, but not as lower as sea transportation. Okay. This can be, like these goods can be moved through, like the cargo trains to nearby locations and to, countries which is, outside the border of the home country. Then the third one is the road transportation. So whichever destination can be reached by road, and you want your organization needs a little faster mode of transportation, then they can rely on the road transportation. But comparatively, if you see, comparatively, if you like cross check with sea transportation and rail transportation, road transportation is little bit higher. The transportation cost is little bit higher. And one more thing is, you cannot transport bulk items. Okay, in through seas and transportation, you can like send your high volume of components and goods, in containers. Okay, and yeah, even in rail transportation, you can do it. But when it comes to road transportation, sending bulk goods, no, it's not possible. If you want to move bulk goods, which is high in volume, then you have to use multiple vehicles for transporting, not in a single container vehicle. Okay, you have container trucks, you have mini container trucks, half container trucks, like many like many vehicles sort of. Then coming to air mode of transportation, yes, again, if you want to transport bulk items, there is some limitation. And one more important thing is, it is the fastest mode of transportation. Air transportation is the fastest mode of transportation. At the same time, high cost is the highest, paid transportation. It's not like very high. So when can a company decide which type of transportation they have to take? The first choices, the first criteria they have to look into is the type of goods which is to be transported. If it is in high volume, if it is a high volumed goods, and if your company has or is looking for low cost transportation, and the receiver, that is the buyer of your goods, your company's goods, the buyer of your company's goods can wait for some time, then you can go for sea transportation. And if your buyer is located in a destination where the where rail mode of transportation is possible, okay, so in that case you can go for rail mode of transportation. Now if your buyer is stays in a place where the buyer cannot make arrangements to procure your goods, no, through seaports or through, no, like rail ports, that is railways, no, like I mean railway stations. Then there is the only way to, know, like transport goods is the road mode of transportation. Imagine, no, like high altitude areas like Shimla, Ladakh, or no, like say some high altitude areas, no. So you cannot, no, like make use of sea mode, or no, you cannot make use of, no, like rail mode. So there only the road mode is possible, and the best advantage of road mode of transportation is door delivery. In any kind of transportation, no, other than pipeline, door delivery is not available. Door delivery of, no, the goods is not available. Take sea transportation, rail transportation, air transportation. So door delivery of the goods is not available. It's not possible, but it's possible through the road mode of transportation. But it's little higher. Transportation cost is higher, but that is the best way. If your buyer is, no, like stays in a place where they cannot have the the facility for receiving the goods by through sea mode of transportation and the rail mode of transportation. Then you have airplanes, you have cargo planes, you have passenger planes, and you have specially designed, like private jets and private planes, and you have these helicopters. Now, drone delivery is also, no, it's becoming, no, like trending now. Drone delivery of the goods, no, it's becoming trend. And finally, coming to the pipeline transportation. So, when can an organization decide? So, they have to go with pipeline transportation. So it's on the basis of the nature of the goods. If it is the goods, that is the product is a gaseous product or a liquid product, then the best way of transportation is the pipeline mode of transportation. Now you have many advantages, like you can have it in pipeline mode. If your product is, or if your service is, a liquid product or a gaseous product, or sometimes the slurry product. Okay, cement mixture is a slurry product. So it's a mix of, like water plus the minute cement particles. So it's a slurry product. So when they can decide is, the other criteria is, door delivery is possible. Okay, so now you can actually know, like in many countries, especially in Western countries, the pipeline, no, it carries the power, gas, no, the gas power, no, to all the, households. Okay, and it's not, they are not using LPG cylinders, no, like anymore. They are not using LPG cylinders. So they use, no, pipelines for, no, like power up their gas stoves. Okay. So these are the types of transportation, and there are, no, like many highly, no, like a specific, especially designed vehicles, no, like they are, no, like coming into use right now. You have refrigerated vehicles. For example, if your product is something which has to be kept in a controlled temperature, say exotic fruits or vegetables or medicines sometimes. So it has to be poultry products, meat items. It has to be transported in a controlled temperature, right? So for that reason, you have reefer container vehicles. That is a refrigerated container vehicle. The container itself is refrigerated. Okay. So no, like specially designed vehicles are violent. Yeah. So these are the different modes of transportation. Now we have seen what is logistics. We have seen what is, transportation. Now let's see what is international. Obviously, we know very well international is doing trade, no, doing something, any process or trade or communication, whatever happens, no, beyond the boundary of the home country. That's called international. And then let's speak about the global trade. Trade is the exchange of goods. Yeah, trade is nothing but the exchange of goods and services. Previously, in ancient olden days, the trade was no pure barter system. The trade happened in pure barter system. That is, exchange of goods for goods, exchange of goods for services, or exchange of services for goods, or exchange of services for services. So that is what was happening. Then after the invention of, like the money and all, now goods are being exchanged for money. So that is global trade. And competitiveness. So why there is a competitiveness in a global trade? Because each and every country, like want to be highly economical and highly influential. They want to like develop their nation, like to be the superpower, like of the world. So how it will happen when a country becomes a superpower country? So only when the country's economy grows. So when does a country's economy grows? So one day only when they know like do trade, like the trade, when the trade is happening more from the country or to the country, and when the spending capacity of like their citizens is like being more, so obviously the country's economic increases and they become like a global superpower. So this is all about the role of international logistics. So how it impacts in global trade competitiveness. Okay, so this is what we have discussed. Let's see, what is given here. So it's a comprehensive system enabling the seamless flow of goods. Seamless is without any stoppage, without any pause. There is a continuous flow of goods, materials, and information. So what is the information? Information is all related to the goods and services. If you buy something, like say if you're buying a laptop, information comes along with the laptop, like what brand it is, how to operate it, what are the important features of the laptop, how much it cost, and like what is the warranty guarantee period, how the payment has to be done. So all this is information with related to the product, right? So information is also like flow, that is one from one point to another point. So seamless flow of goods, materials, and information across national borders through multiple transportation modes, including sea, air, rail, and road networks. So this complex infrastructure, it directly impacts critical business metrics. And what are these? The delivery speed, how fast you can deliver the product to your customer. The more it is fast, the happy customer. The customer will be more happy. Cost margins, like what are all the measures you can take, like to cut down the cost, to minimize the cost while you're like transporting your goods and services. And inventory management, managing the inventory is very crucial for any organization because inventory incurs high cost. Okay. So if your company is managing inventory, they have to spend a lot of money on. They have to like take care of the inventory. They have to procure the inventory. They have to manage the inventory. They have to store the inventory. Make sure the inventory is not like decayed or lost or like it's not damaged and no accidents happens in the storage unit. So many things are there. And one more thing is the company will face heavy loss if the inventory is not processed on time and sent to the market. Okay. Because of the changes happening in the market, there is a dynamic change happening in the world market, domestic and world market, because usually the change in the market happens once in 2 years or 3 years, but that was the case before 1970s and 80s. But now the market is changing almost every day, and the customers expectations are like changing and becoming higher day by day. So you have to like supply the goods and services, and you have to understand the pulse of the customers. Whether your customers are located locally or domestically, that doesn't matter, but you have to understand the pulse of the customers. So speedy delivery is also important, and you have to cut down the cost. You have to take care of your inventory. You have to manage your inventory, and not only that, you have to like you have to stick on to the efficiency in each and every process you make, right from the planning of the the design of the product or whatever it is, whatever your organization is planning to give to your customers, sell to your customers, right from the initial planning till the last mile delivery and getting the feedback from the customer, efficiency has to be maintained. Okay. And exposure to geopolitical and regulatory risk. So domestic political, no, like the aspects we know very well because we live here. If you know, like if I'm living in India, I'm doing a business, I'm running a company, I'm giving a product or service to my customers. I know what is the political situation in India, or I know what is the political situation in the state I am residing. I know what are the tariffs, I know what are the taxes I have to pay, I know what are all the rules, norms. So which product I am no like eligible to know like export or import. So what products no it's prohibited in my country. So all these I know very well. But if I am dealing with international customer or international supplier, then I have to know their countries, the host countries, no, their tariffs, norms, rules, regulations, their logistics, the way they know like do the logistics, the way they know like do the business, the geopolitical aspects, everything no like I have to know. But my company has to know. So there is no like a lot of no like added pressure to it. So what is the strategic transformation you get here? Modern logistics have evolved from the back office support function into a strategic competitive advantage that separates market leaders from followers. So before understanding the present logistics and the future of the global trade, let's understand how the ancient trade happened. You know very well. They only had two options, no, for transportation. Either it's the waterway transportation, either it's a water transportation, or it was a road transportation. Either they have to know like transport the goods and services through waterways. It may be through no like seas, oceans, inland waters, canals, and no like rivers. Like likewise, no like they started off the trade, or they have to know like do the land transportation. That is no over the land, no, like they transported their goods and services and passengers as well. So that was the only available trade routes and no, like the modes of transportation, no, available, no, like for our ancient people. So it all start. You know very well, know like what is a Silk Route. Silk Route is no like the route that is the passage, no, which the traders took connecting Asia with the Europe, Europe with Asia. Okay, so whatever route was no like laid out in those days, which connected the traders from Europe and the traders from Asia. So that was called the Silk Road Network. And no like maritime, this was happening. All was in search of no like exotic goods, something no which was not available in their home country. So usually what we import, we import something, we buy something which is not available with us. And what do our buyers know like expect from us? They expect something from us, no, which is available with us and which is not available with them. Okay, so spice trade was no like very high, no, during those days because all those countries which was above the Mediterranean, this thing, no, like for them spices is everything. Spices is their medicine. Spices is their no like preservative product. Spices is no like their what do you say, no, like which adds more fragrance and aroma to their food. So for them spices is everything, and spices is something no which is exotic from them. It was even considered as no like more valuable than gold. Okay, so they know very well where are the spices no like available. I mean where it is heavily available, abundantly available, and the quality of the spices that also matters. See, any country which is no like situated close to the equator, not very close, but at least close to the equator, like countries like Cuba, Indonesia, India, and no like a few African countries, and no like few North American countries. So here also the spices grow. Everywhere the spices grow. We everywhere no like the whole region which is no very closely located to the equator, the spices grow very because of the temperature, because of the seasons. No, these regions go through and so, and the spices which were grown in Asia, especially, like in southern India and like in China, few places in China, that was valued more because it had a high medicinal quality. So that's why, traders from Europe, they were very eager, to trade with, like India and China for spices. They were, like ready to give anything, for exchange of spices. So they were trying to find, they were trying to directly contact the Indian suppliers, the South Indian suppliers for the supply of spices. But the sea route, that was not available for them because they have to circumnavigate the whole of Africa. If you could see the slide, you could see there was no route, which was connecting the sea route. There was no sea route which was connecting the this European, the region to Asia. The only way was land route. And if they had to take the land route and directly reach India and China, it was a, like a humongous task because the terrain is not, like fine. It was not good for them to cross the whole of Europe, cross the Russian territories, cross the the Great Arabian Desert territories, crossing Afghanistan territory and coming to India and China. That was a humongous task for them. So they were very eager to find a sea route to India. And one more reason, they were very eager was through these Arabian traders. Actually, the export of spices to Europe was happening. But what happened? These Arabian traders, they acted as the mediators because they procure from India. They do trade with India, procure from India, and they sell it 10 times. They sell it in 10 times cost. To the European traders. So anyhow, like at one point of time, the European traders came to know what is the original cost of the spices, which is grown in India. So to avoid the Arabian traders and to avoid the risk in the land transportation, which they have to take to reach the South Asia, they were very eager to find a direct sea route to India. But since there was no canal or no direct sea route, they have to circumnavigate the whole of Africa to reach India again, which was a humongous task because many ships have drowned in, like in Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean, parts of this, many ships have drowned because of bad weather, because of, heavy rains, because of, like torrential rains, and which was happening because at that time there was no GPS, right? Like that time there was no technology. High technology was not available to predict the weather, in the sea. So many ships drowned. But finally, in 1498, it was Vasco da Gama. Okay, so this person, a Portuguese sailor, finally reached India, not directly to India. Actually, this person, with a few of his sailors, reached Cape of Good Hope, and from there he traveled, like to a place destination called Mozambique. So there he met a Gujarati merchant. A Gujarati merchant from India was doing trade in Mozambique. Okay. And so that person, like this Vasco da Gama, so had an opportunity to meet that Gujarati merchant. And it was a Gujarati merchant, who showed the actual sea route, directly from Mozambique region to India. So this person came to Kozhikode, then Goa, and 2-3 times now he has traveled to India. So that is how a new sea route was discovered. But like how much distance it took to reach India. Again, there was highly risk, and there was a risk of these pirates as well, the sea robbers. So that was a risk, and sea sickness. Many of the sailors were affected with sea sickness. So before reaching the destination, many of the sailors will die on the ship. Actually, like so, there were many complications. There were many challenges and limitations. That was happening in those days. So finally, anyhow, this guy, Vasco da Gama, finally reached, like found a new sea route to India. But that was not enough for the merchants. They have to find a way, a shortcut way to reach the South Asia, especially India and the South China, through sea. And they have to find a shortcut in sea. So how it is possible? So, like after 1960, I think during the time of 1950 and 60, so they planned to do some excavation in the Red Sea area. So you can see this Red Sea, because the Red Sea is a small channel of sea which is in between the Arabian Peninsula and the North African region. And this Mediterranean Sea is again like a small, it's not a small actually, like I mean, Mediterranean Sea is another like a water body here. But the land was like dividing these two water bodies. Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea was like blocked by land, a land mass. Okay. So the engineers, the traders decided they have to dig in a canal here. Okay. They have to dig in a canal here so that these two water bodies could be connected. If they could connect these two water bodies by digging a channel, instead of circumnavigating the whole of Africa, the traders from like South Asia and Europe, they can take this shortcut route. So they planned it and like finally opened in 1869. It was a very short, like very narrow canal in those days. But after that, the engineers, they made it like very sophisticated. Now you can see like how a Suez Canal looks like. Okay, so what does it do? What has it done? It has like reduced the Europe Asia the travel no like the distance by 7,000 kilometers. So by 7,000 kilometers the distance was reduced, and one more canal was like opened in the landmass which was connecting between North America and South America, and that was opened in 1914, and it linked Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. So it was a strategic impact. So eliminated. Suez Canal, it eliminated the need to circumnavigate Africa, cutting the European Asia sea route by 7,000 kilometers and accelerating the trade velocity. So high trade happened because they know there is a shortcut. So everyone was ready to take the risk. Everyone was ready to like do trade. It was no actually, it encouraged many traders to get into trade with the Indian traders and the European traders. Then Panama Canal, it was opened in 1914. It connected Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, enabling faster Americas Asia trade and reshaping the global shipping patterns. So what is ongoing relevance? Both canals remain vital maritime corridors influencing global shipping cost, route optimization, and geopolitical strategy. So these engineering marvels, it fundamentally transformed the global shipping economies and continue to serve as critical choke points in modern supply chains. Now, you can see how it was constructed. This is a Suez Canal. So a channel was digged in this landmass. Okay, if you have unmuted, please mute yourself because it's disturbing the session. Okay. So you can see here, this is Suez Canal. So this canal was constructed in a city called Suez, very close to a city called Suez, which was in the north part of Africa. And the canal was like digged in this landmass connecting the Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. So through this canal, the ships, the container ships, it can pass through. So initially it was a very narrow passage. Then afterwards, the shoreline was extended, and now even the biggest container ships, which can carry 10 million, EAUs, it can, pass through this canal. So then comes the Panama Canal. So you can see this. Again, there was a landmass, which was connecting North America and South America. So what happens if someone has to send trade with countries like Venezuela or Mexico? Like, what is the way? They have to again circumnavigate the whole of South America to reach this destination through sea route. Okay. So again, the engineers in 1914 successfully digged out a canal here connecting the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. This is Atlantic Ocean and this was Pacific Ocean. So it can take the shortest route for trading here. So this is the Panama Canal, like how it functions. So these two were the game changers in the maritime logistics. More trade happened. Economies of many countries, it flourished actually. And the poor countries which was closely located near these canals, it flourished because every ship has to pay the transport, I'm sorry, the passage cost, that is the tariff to the local government, which increase the economy of the country where the canal was digged. Okay, so it increased the economy, and it increased the employment in that particular area. It increased the trade, it increased the global trade, it increased globalization itself, because it is very easy, to transport any products, to outside countries and from other countries as well. It has become very easy. And since the distance has been reduced to 7,000 kilometers, the transportation cost, the fuel cost has also decreased. So these two are the greatest game changers in the maritime logistics. Now let's look about the International Maritime Organization. So there should be a organization to standardize every trade, right? So for each and every trade, there should be an organization to standardize, to regulate everything, to monitor, everything. So for international maritime, it was the IMA, International Maritime Organization, was set up, and it establishes and enforces the worldwide shipping standards covering safety protocols, security measures, and environmental protection regulations that govern 90% of global trade volume. So what is the, what are all the shipping standards? So what is the shipping standard? Shipping standard is nothing but, many things. No, shipping standards means how to transport, what is the maximum volume of containers, or maximum volume of the goods to be transported in a container ship, and what should be the the dead weight tonnage of a ship. Dead weight tonnage means the weight of the ship, including the passengers, including the crew, including the containers, including the components, including the the engines and everything, including the this buoyancy water and everything included. That's called the dead weight tonnage of a ship. Okay, so the maritime organization, so that decides how the what should be the tariffs in each and every port, regularizes it. And any country which is a member of this IMA can get resolutions if they have any conflict with other country with related to the global trade, with related to the trade, which is happening between two countries. So if India is a member in IMA, International Maritime Organization, and if India has a dispute with say Japan or China with related to the maritime trade, they can get help from the IMA. So IMA plays as a mediator and tries to sort out the issue. And it's a complex network. So who are all in this organization? Everyone who is into the global trade, especially the maritime trade, so they are in this organization. They are part of this organization. There will be government professionals, government executives, and there will be the Ministry of shipping and commerce. So, and there will be the exporters and the importers, the customs officials, and you have these customs brokers and freight forwarders, and you have these local communities as well, and the local government as well, so everyone, whoever is in the part of this maritime trade, that they are also the part of International Maritime Organization. So what are the modern challenges in global trade? First is geopolitical tension. Right now, you can see, what is the scenario, the present global scenario, very well. So can you name few? So you must be, knowing some global affairs, right? So can you name one or two events or one or two aspects, which has affected the global trade? Can anyone? Yeah,
The tariffs issued from US to
exactly,
India.
exactly. That's right. Yeah. So US has increased their tariffs by 100%. Yeah, 100%. So now it is no like difficult for us, it's challenging part, no, for importing US origin products, right? Yes, yes. Okay. So what else? What else? Like what else has happened, no, which has affected the global trade?
Countries' geopolitical changes.
Can you give a specific example?
Like my example, now the situation between UAE and Saudi changes because of the
Mm-hmm.
geopolitical. The taxes change,
Mm-hmm.
the easy accessibility change. So same like this
Mm-hmm.
in the sea also, same issues from Iran, Yemen, all the things happening. So the cost will be more,
Mm-hmm.
the delay will come.
Mm-hmm.
This is also affect.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes. That's true. That's true. Yeah. So yeah. So the political situations, no, the political unrest in the countries with which we are doing trade. You know, like we are doing trade with Russia. If there is a no like or a political unrest in Russia, so our trade with Russia will be no like affected, right? And say if you're trading with any country, no, like say okay, some European country, okay. And if it is a no like land trade, a trade through land mode of transportation or rail mode of transportation, no. So anyhow, you have to know like cross your neighboring countries. You have to transport through your neighboring countries like no like Pakistan, Afghanistan, and then you have to reach the the European countries. So if we have any like political tensions with these neighboring countries, then our trade will be affected. Our traders, international traders affected. And the wars no between countries like Russia Ukraine war happened, and yeah, the global trade was no like disturbed for some time, right? So because with Ukraine, no, like no one was able to know, like do trade. No one was able to supply anything other than emergency medicines or no emergency services. We were not able to supply anything to Ukraine, and no, we couldn't no like procure anything from Ukraine. Russia, Ukraine, and all no like they have very no like they are no like next to these Middle East countries. They have the highest source of like the petrol and everything, okay, energy, like they have it, but we couldn't procure no during that time because of the war tension no happening between these two countries. And yeah, then recently we had this Palestine Israel war. And what happened, like Suez Canal, it was blocked, captured by the Hamas activist. And no like the trade was completely stopped. No ships couldn't be no like moved, no container ships were passing through Suez. Okay, so that was another no like drawback for global trade. And you might have heard about this, no? During the yeah, pandemic is another, no? Like the biggest, disruption happened, because other than the medical emergency, medical supplies or food supplies, you couldn't, no, like do anything. You couldn't trade anything, no, to your global traders, no, to your global customers, right? So pandemic, no, it caused a heavy disruption during the for no like in global trade. But many companies, no, many governments and companies learned a heavy lesson, a big lesson, no, at the time of pandemic, with related to the global trade, because that was something unexpected. Okay, if war is happening between two countries, we know there is a possibility, because no, like slowly the tensions will arise, and no, like exchange of words, exchange of no, like tensions, no, will happen. Not overnight, everything will not happen. No, like slowly the tensions will arise, and up to a no, like a certain point, then we could there will be enough little time for us no to be prepared for that. But this pandemic, no, that was something no unexpected. The COVID pandemic, it was something so unexpected. And no one no like understood the serious about that, no, like when it all started, no one understood the seriousness, how far it will go. But yeah, it created a no like a great disruption. But yeah, we learned no like many lessons no from that. And another important factor which affected us, yeah, during the, I think after the second lockdown period, or during the second lockdown period, a container ship run by a company called Evergreen. Okay, so the container ship tried to pass through the Suez Canal, and because of high winds, the container ship, no, it actually, no, like what do you say, no, like it tilted in the sense, no, the Suez Canal is a narrow passageway. Okay, so no two container ships can pass at the same time. Only one container ship can, no, like pass at one time. So such is the wide, such is the, no, the canals wide. So when this evergreen container ship tried to pass through Suez Canal, because of high winds, no, it slowly, no, like changed its, it deviated from its uh, the way, and, no, like it got blocked in the canal. It actually blocked the canal, and it took at least a week's time for the, like the maritime officials, to, turn the ship to its original position and to make it pass through the canal. So these things, whenever you have time, you can check in the Google or internet, the position of the evergreen, how it happened, everything. And during that week's time, heavy traffic happened in the Suez area. There were, you might have seen the traffic happening on the roads. Sometimes we may see, like traffic happening on the train routes as well, because of, because no signal was there. The signal was not given. Trains would be, like stopping. They couldn't move on. But you cannot imagine the traffic happening on sea. It's unimaginable. You should see the images of, the traffic, the sea traffic, which happened in the Suez because of this evergreen container ship. Many ships were stranded for more than a week. Okay, so all these are the disruptions, which, affected the global trade, during very recent years. Like it all happened. All these happened, from the beginning of COVID till now. All these has happened, and because of that, now the countries and ports and, these trading organizations, now they are prepared for everything. Okay, so they know, like these unexpected things may happen. So now they are prepared for everything, because each and every critical situation is a learning for these organizations, it's a learning for these people. So other than that, what are the moral challenges? Like pandemics and natural disasters, port congestion. Sometimes port congestions may happen. Heavy traffic may happen, at ports. The ships, couldn't dock in the port, because of high traffic. And labor strikes created cascading delays that ripple through global networks for months. Then rising cost of fuel. You know very well, the ships runs on fuel. Okay, and the world still has to know, like work out on the solar power ships, or what do you say, this electrical powered ships, so that has not happened as of now. So still all the ships, it runs on fuel. So high rising cost and sustainability is also a factor. Escalating freight cost combined with mounting environmental pressures demands significant innovation, efficiency improvements, and green logistic solutions. Now, sustainability is also another factor which has to be strictly followed by all the trading organizations. Imagine a ship being capsized, a container ship capsized on the sea. What happens? Like it's a heavy pollution, to that environment, in that particular sea, right? So it capsized, or an oil carrying ship, the crude oil carrying ship, like met with any accident, on the sea. So what happens? All the, like the crude oil, the, like it causes, like high pollution to the, the water environment. That is a sea environment, right? So that is again, something which is, very disrupting the international trade. So sustainability is also a factor. Okay, so cutting down the cost, cutting down the energy, cutting down the time, cutting down the the skill set, like skill set of like many people who are involved in this, so that is also very important, to have sustainability. So what are all the challenge, nowadays the trading organizations have with regards to the maritime traders? the geopolitical conditions, tensions between, like two countries or with the country, to whom we are trading with, the tensions between diplomats, between two countries. For example, 2-3 years back, we had a tension with Canada, with the diplomats in Canada, right? So our trade was affected with Canada, yeah, because the two governments, they had a misunderstanding, they had some tensions in between them, and the diplomats were whether they were sent to their home countries, so there were tensions. Then supply chain disruptions like for disasters, natural disasters like tsunamis or torrential winds, and sometimes pirates attack or labor strikes in port areas. All these is also a challenge, and like rising tariffs because of rising cost, and like sustainability to stick on to maintain the sustainability. So all these are the challenges. So limitations and bottlenecks. What are the other limitations? Infrastructure deficits. Not all the ports are with good infrastructure, right? You cannot dock every container ship in every port. There is a limitation. So only few ports can dock in container ships, can involve in VLCCs, like container ships. So so that is again infrastructure deficit. Only few countries have countries like Japan or countries like USA. They have highly sophisticated infrastructure to dock any kind of ship in in all their ports. So inadequate ports, roads, and rail networks in developing countries, they severely limit their ability to compete in global markets and attract foreign investment. Then there is a regulatory friction because no delays in custom checkpoints. The documents is not good, not perfect, or if you're dealing with the prohibited items, then everything gets stopped in the customs house. So customs checkpoints, delays, and inefficient border procedures, it significantly increase lead times. Lead time is market time. This is supply time, reducing reliability and raising cost throughout the supply chains. So choke point vulnerability. So heavy dependence because we do have only 3 or 4 canals all over the world. We have Suez Canal, we have Panama Canal, we have Malacca Canal, and we have Baltic Sea Canal. Baltic Sea Canal, it's in very close to Russia, okay, near Baltic Sea. So Baltic Sea and Malacca Sea canals are very small canals, but Suez and Panama, they are little bigger canals because the destination and the origin points they connect, so those are bigger. So that's why these two canals are also treated as a bigger trade points. So heavy dependence on these canals creates systemic vulnerability to blockages, conflicts, and natural disasters. So why logistic performance drives global competitiveness? First is trade volume. Countries improving LPI scores, there is a logistic performance index score, see average trade growth of this magnitude, 25%, 23%. On-time delivery. Top performing logistic nations achieve this reliability benchmark, and cost reduction, efficient logistic can lower total supply chain cost by this percentage. So the World Bank's LPI demonstrates a direct correlation between logistics quality and both trade volume and economic growth. So if a country has to be, become a superpower, it has to be, economically strong, economically high, and for that, the country's logistics and the trade volume, it should be very high. That is, they have to export more than importing. Okay. So nations with efficient customs processing, modern infrastructure, and reliable shipping networks consistently attract high trade volumes, foreign direct investments, and manufacturing operations. So strong logistic capabilities reduce cost, improve delivery reliability, and enable businesses to expand into new markets with confidence. So I'm going to stop here. We will see about the international shipping terms, types of container ships, and we will discuss about what do you say, the companies who are giants, who are the leading in global maritime trade, And we will discuss about the important export documentation, the procedure, how it all happens, the export, the trade, no, exporting to other country, no, how it all happens, no, from the point of origin to point of destination. What is the, no, like the route taken by a product or service which is involved in international trade. So all this we will, know, like discuss in our next session. So I'm going to stop here. I'll be staying here for 2 more minutes in this online thing. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay. So if there are no doubts, we can wind up for today. We will meet in another session. Thank you for participating. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.